it's Coach Manny, and I'm excited to be with you today because today I'm going to talk to you about sales leadership. And this came up because I've been working with a lot of people about what is a sales leader, and people keep asking, you see all these ads for sales leadership, and they talk about industry experience, and you have to have sold, and you have to do this from a selling standpoint. And at the bottom somewhere is always this thing about leadership, right? Well, let me tell you, the most important thing when you're trying to define and build a sales leader is you got to have a leader. And I can tell you from my own experience that I went into an industry at one time and I didn't know anything about the industry. I had no industry experience, but I had leadership. Now, yes, I had sales experience, but it wasn't in that industry. All right? So, and was I successful? Yeah. I wasn't, but my team was. And the team and I really took this company up 80% in less than 2 years. How did we do that? Well, I didn't do it. My team did it, and my team did it because I led them. And that's what I want you to understand. So I want to go through 7 points today on what you need in a sales leader. And if you're a sales leader, this is what you need to be thinking about. Number one, you've got to be able to build relationships. The problem with a lot of salespeople, and let's be honest, is we're great with the customer, but when it comes to dealing inside the organization, we're terrible. So a sales leader has to be able to work inside and outside, and he has to be able to build those relationships. He has to get a commitment. You might be the greatest salesperson in the world, but if you can't get your team to commit, if all they look at you and say, yeah, you're a super sales guy, I want to be like you someday, but they don't commit to work with you, it won't work. Number 3, you can't accept excuses. So many people accept the excuses about, well, we almost did. No excuses. This is what we committed to do. Let's get it done. Number 4, you've got to have teaching ability. And I've really stressed the greatest sales leaders, the greatest leaders, period, are those that can teach. And so you might be the greatest salesperson, just like you might be the greatest athlete. We see this. How many managers out there were great athletes in the sport? Few. And I've worked with athletes my whole life, and I see it all the time that the superstars can't coach. So teaching ability is more important than being a star. Number 5, you got to give credit and you got to take the blame. And you guys know how I'm always pushing this. You got to take the blame. And that's tough for salespeople sometimes. You got to get out there with them. You're a sales leader. You got to be out there with your team. I don't care how many people you have. You got to get out there and you got to work with them. When I'm a sales leader and I have a team out there, I live on an airplane, in a car, and in a hotel. And that's just the life of a sales leader. Because they need your support. They don't need you to do their job for them, but they need your support. And finally, this is so key, and so many people forget. You got to give them a plan, you got to give them a process, and you got to hold them accountable. And you know what? As a sales leader, these last 2 are so critical. You don't need to be out there selling. That's their job. Your job is to get the maximum out of them. This is Coach Manny saying, I hope this helps you. And I hope this helps you if you're trying to get new sales leadership into your organization or you're trying to become a sales leader. Remember the 7 points. Coach Manny saying, we're always here to create. As one of the great marketing people that I worked with over the years died this week, Burl Walk. And as he always said, we're here to create a better world. Let's go out and create that better world. Thanks from the coach. As always, it's my pleasure.